Oh, that is coming out kind of yellow, right? Hey guys, Heretic U here, and what you are looking at is the Necromantic team from Greebo Games, and we're gonna do a little bit of a ramble, a palooza on this Easter weekend. Hope it's gonna be a good Easter weekend for you guys. Yeah, so I'm going to talk a little bit about these miniatures, and there was a segment that I used to do, or I started a long time ago when I was doing Blood Bowl videos, called Brilliant Coaching. I actually did one whole video for that series, and I never did another one. So I thought we would tackle a question about Blood Bowl, because there's been a lot of since it's re-released, there's been a lot of new people interested in playing, and you get a lot of questions and stuff. So this series is going to be to sort of help new players out with some in-game tactical advice. But let's first look at this team, which we're going to use for our example. So right off the bat, I gotta say, these are probably the best undead miniatures I've ever had a chance to paint. In fact, they're so good. I don't say this a lot, but I kind of wish I was a better painter to really show off how good they are. I mean, let's start off with the basic zombies. I mean, even for just your basic zombies, these are friggin' amazing. So that's one. And I didn't get any repeat sculpts for this. There's another zombie. I put them on these thematic Halloween bases. There's another zombie. Let's go over here. We're going to use zombies for our little tutorial today. I decided to go with 2 ghouls. I should mention that this team is over 1 million gold, so I can't exactly just field it as is. I'll probably go with 1 flesh construct to start with. So this is the ghouls, or 1 ghoul. For the second ghoul, I decided to go with this butcher guy. I don't know, I just thought he looked pretty cool. I really like the back there. Yeah. Look at his pattern. So this is ghouls. Then I bought 2 guys that I'm using for for the whites. I just really like this cool ass miniature. I went with bright colors, lots of greens, purples, reds. This guy's actually supposed to be a mummy, but he was so cool that I decided to include him as part of a white. Then I went with 2 werewolves. This was my favorite, one of the werewolves. And this guy, kind of my least favorite of them, but still, I mean, for a werewolf sculpt, pretty damn cool. And then finally the flesh constructs. These are just temporary bases until I find something a little bit better for them. And then finally this guy. So yeah, so they're not on matching Halloween bases, but that'll do for now. Okay, cool. So that's the team. I'm going to give this, I think this is my favorite Blood Bowl team that I've ever painted. And I'm kind of excited because they do have a pretty wide variety, and I'm kind of eyeing this I might actually buy an elf team, actually play elves. Yeah. Actually, what we could do is put it in the comments. Which elf team would you like to see me play? I'm really considering dark elves, just because they're totally not my playing style, and I would kind of like to see how I do with them. But you could suggest it, and maybe I will purchase a team later down the road and actually play them. All right, so moving on. So for new players, one of the things I don't see kind of mentioned or discussed a lot in Blood Bowl tactics is a common move called the follow-up move. And a lot of times what I see new players, they don't really think about how important that move is, and it can actually change the game for you. So we're going to go over some common scenarios for whether you should follow up or not. In the case, if you're wondering what the follow-up move is anytime you throw a block, let's say you throw a block on this guy here. We have this situation, and I get a push. This guy gets to occupy the square the defender was in for free. Even if you get a defender stumbles or defender down, you can occupy that square, okay? And it seems like not a lot of thought goes into. I see like a lot of new players, they don't put a lot of thought about what you can do with that. And so we're going to go over some common scenarios. A quick caveat, like I said, this is for new players, and this is just I can't cover every scenario, and I'm not going to go over different skills. So we're just going to kind of introduce the concept to you and get you thinking on your right way. And I'm not even going to cut the video. I'm just going to set the stuff up the way I think it should be done. We're just going to do this really quick because, yeah. So here's our first scenario. For this, we're going to assume that, well, we're playing the undead, the zombies, and we're going to assume that you're going to get a push. In Blood Bowl, if you plan on, push being your best result, you'll actually become a better Blood Bowl player. But anyways, so the follow-up move is going to help you in what we call chain blocks, which is, you push a guy into another guy in order to get a second chance at blocking. Actually, I should grab some block dice, just for example. So here we have a situation where we're going to start with this guy. He's going to activate. He's going to declare a block on this guy. The reason why we're starting with him is because we're going to get a push, and from that angle you can actually push him into this square, which will allow you to have a second block. So if we get a push, should we follow up in this situation? I'm going to give you a few seconds to decide, and the answer is yeah, hell yeah, you should follow up. This is one of the more easier situations. So if you follow up, when this guy activates, he is still assisting. So essentially you're getting, four block dice. 4 chances to get your desired result against that one player. Okay, so that's an easy call, right? Very easy call. Let's do a different situation. Let's say we have a situation like so. Actually, like so. This is a common situation here, okay? So, once again, we're going to start with the middle guy. He's going to activate, And he's going to get a 2-die block on this guy because we have an assist here. Right? So he's going to get a 2-die block, and we're going to assume, for the purposes of this tutorial, that that's going to be a push. So I activate, I throw a block, I'm going to push him there. Should I follow up? Or actually, we're going to say he falls down. Should you follow up? Answer is no, actually. This is one of those chances where you won't need to follow up. Because if you activate this guy, you're going to get a 2-die block, so he's assisting. If you were to follow up, you got a 1-die block. It's a risky block, number one. But, you essentially wasted, a free assist. So that's a common... God damn it, Navi. All right, cool. So that's chain blocking. Another way it'll come into play, for example, we have a situation like this. Heck, hey, you're finally going to be able to knock this guy out of bounds. It's like the first time you've ever done this. You're super excited. You throw the block. You knock him into the crowd. You're going crazy. Should you follow up? Answer, no. Because if you follow up, look where you end. Right? You just knocked your opponent's guy out of bounds. What do you think he wants to do to you? He's going to want to do the same thing. So you don't want to do that. All right? Cool. Let's go with a touchdown scenario. I love touchdown scenarios. So here we have, let's do it this way. Oh, we're going to use our cool white for this thing. We're going to assume he has the ball. Actually, do I have one on me? Crap, I did not bring the ball. Whatever. Let's assume that the white here has the ball, okay? This guy's activated, and you're about to score a touchdown, okay? You're one blitz away. So you throw your blitz, you get a push. Maybe you push him this way. Should you follow up? No, you should not follow up in that case. If I follow up, I'm still in his tackle zone, and I would have to risk a dodge in order to get free and score a touchdown, and that would be bad. The only way I say you want to follow up in this situation is if you score, defender stumbles or defender down. Then you want to follow up because you have to pay one for the blitz, and let's say it's just more efficient. You already paid for it. You might as well run hard. You don't have to worry about tackle zones. Okay, so that's the basic concept. There are just times when you want to follow up, and there's times when you shouldn't. Another common scenario is if let's say you got a situation like, I don't know, let's say you got a situation like that, right? And you want to free up this guy, right? So if you, let's say for this example, you're not getting a push, you're actually going to hit him, and say you hit him this way, you can follow up, and that's a free dodge away from that guy. That's especially helpful if you're like, low agility teams like dwarves or whatever, or for this example, if I needed to free up that zombie, you know, we'll make it a zombie. You know, I did not have to roll that dodge. So those are just some quick scenarios to get you kind of thinking about when you shouldn't follow up. And obviously, if you were going for maximum blockage, right? Let's say in this situation, this is a 2-die block. So you start with this guy, he blocks there, pushes this guy out of the way, and it depends. Here you can decide. If I follow up, I get a 2-die block on this guy, and you know, maybe this is the guy that you really want, or if it's this guy you really want, you don't follow up and then you throw a block over here. It's all very situational, but that hopefully that kind of helps you address or just get you thinking about that move, because the follow-up move can be a game changer depending on how you do it. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a good Easter, and I will see you on the next one.